Well, good evening, South Amboy. This is Pastor John coming to you from my basement. Just wanted to do a couple of quick announcements. Church has been canceled now for 2 weeks somehow, and I'm hating it, and you probably are too. So I just wanted to do a quick video, do some quick announcements that we have been dying to share with you guys, and then do a short little devotional just to encourage you for the upcoming week. So first of all, you might have heard snow is in the forecast again for this weekend. We're keeping our eyes on the storm. It's way too early to make any decisions, but I'm not going to go 3 weeks without worshiping the Lord together as God's family at church. So if there's going to be an issue, I'm thinking about doing worship on Saturday night in addition to trying to see what's going to happen on Sunday. And if it gets canceled, well, we still got a chance to worship together. Please let me know how you think. Either call me, text me, email me, put a comment right on this video. Let me know what's on your mind, how you feel about that. Secondly, our annual congregational meeting was for that day that we got snowed in on. Well, our polity says we need a few weeks to announce it, so we're going to have that meeting on February 15th. That's a Sunday, immediately after service. That's the earliest that we're able to do it. Can't do it the week afterwards. Polity says we got to have at least 2 Sundays, so it is what it is. So hopefully you guys can be there. We really want everybody's opinion as we come into this new year. Good news, something I've really been meaning to share with you guys. We have the opportunity to have a spaghetti dinner at our church. It's going to be February 20th. That is a Friday. The exact time is yet to be announced. We're going to have that announced real soon, but I wanted to put that on your radar so that you can block that date out on your calendar and make plans to join us. It's going to be $20 a ticket, but 100% of the funds come to our church. We're able to do this because Carmen Spizzi from the Spizzi Funeral Home Group is donating all of the food and a lot of the resources to make this happen. So we just have to show up, enjoy a dinner, and the church is going to be blessed for it. He's been a friend of the church for a number of years now, a friend to me, myself personally, for the last couple of years, getting to know him. Great guy, grateful for what he does. So that's how this is all coming to be and how it's going to be a blessing to all of us. We're doing this in conjunction with Sayreville United Methodist as well, and our friends over there, also friends of the Spizzi group. So we're doing this as a joint venture together. But so make sure you get your tickets from us so we all get supported through all of this. Hope that makes sense. Any questions, come up to me or Mary. We've been pulling this together. I've been dying to share all this stuff, but we just haven't had a Sunday. Can't believe when was the last time we've had 2 weeks of being snowed out of service? I don't remember that in my time. Do you? Please let me know. And finally, really excited about this, and then I'm just going to dive into the Word. We have a special commissioning service Sunday, February 22nd at 2 p.m. Easy to remember, 2:22 at 2. Amazing how providentially that worked out. I didn't plan it, I promise. So we, as you might well know, we are now part of the EPC family of churches, the Evangelical Presbyterian Church. And we had our welcome to the EPC luncheon a couple of weeks ago, and that was a fantastic time. But what we didn't realize is that it is proper for them, not just to us to throw a little party on behalf of the denomination. They wanted to do something special for us and officially commission us as the newest church in their presbytery. So pastors and elders from churches all over this area are going to be coming to us, worshiping with us, praying for us, and officially commissioning our church as the newest member of the EPC family. So if you're able to join us, I think it would be such a special time for you to come out, to be here for a special moment in our church's history. Meet some of the people that I have really met through becoming involved in the new presbytery, people I can truly call friends. and have been friends to us, some who have really been there through the thick of it with us. Love to introduce you to them. Hope you're able to come out to enjoy it. Again, that's Sunday, 2/22 at 2, and there might be some food involved. So another little incentive for you to come. So that's all that I had on announcements. Long overdue to share these, but I haven't been around for a few weeks. So there you go. I'm sure there's plenty more things we can cover, but I didn't want to make this a really long video, but I did want to share one short word from the scriptures. And this is from Genesis chapter 50, verse 20, a favorite verse of mine in a favorite book of mine. I'm going to be doing a topical message this weekend, if the Lord allows, on the life of Joseph. One of my favorite stories in the book of Genesis, which happens to be one of my favorite books of the Bible, certainly of the Old Testament. It's so much I have to say. It's going to be, I'm going to save kind of the more sermonette side on for this Sunday. But what I wanted to share was a devotional thought from verse 20. As you consider the life of Joseph, who was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, went through horrible conditions as a slave, was betrayed again, put into prison, all the, and eventually, God gets used by God, raised up through Egypt, and gets exalted at the end of his story in a way that couldn't have even been imaginable at the start of the story, despite him getting dreams saying so much. Such a rich passage, really hard to summarize it all in a short little snippet like that. But at the end of it all, after he had gone through hell on earth and gets an opportunity to give it back to his brothers for all the wickedness that they did to them, he shows them mercy because he sees something that they did not. Because in verse 50, backing up just slightly for context, in verse 15 it says, when Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, it may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil we did to him. So they sent a message to Joseph. They couldn't quite stop lying to him, saying, oh, your father gave us this command before he dies. Say to Joseph, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin because of the evil they did to you. And now please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. And his brothers also came and fell down before him and said, behold, we are your servants. All this contrition and sorry for what we did, please don't hurt us. And Joseph says the most profound thing. It says, but Joseph said to them, do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today. So he sees something that they cannot see, something far more profound. He sees that, you meant evil against me. You wanted to do something terrible. But it wasn't just you that sent me into Egypt. It wasn't just you that sent me into slavery. It was God. God had a plan from the beginning of this story to use him to provide not just for his family, but for all the people in this region as this massive famine is taking over the whole land. There was bread in Egypt because of Joseph. And God knew that. And God orchestrated all of this in just such a way that not only would Joseph be okay at the end, but they would be thriving and taking care of the whole family in this way that could not have been explained to him beforehand. I doubt that Joseph would be able to articulate, like, hey, I wonder if this is why God is sending me into Egypt. I wonder if this is why I'm in prison. He couldn't have possibly imagined. But looking back, he sees the fingerprints of God all over his story. And that is so encouraging to me. And, I see that in my own life. There are so many things in my own life that I look back on and I say, God, I had no idea what you were doing. And it's only because I can look back in hindsight, I see your fingerprints in my life. I see you bringing me out of this circumstance. I see, this door that I really thought was going to be successful. And like, oh God, clearly this is what you have for me. But the door just wouldn't open. And because if that didn't work out the way that it did, I would never be doing what I'm doing right now. I certainly wouldn't be the pastor in South Amboy. That's a story I frequently think about, how God is just so good. I grew up in the church, and I loved it. I loved being part of First Presbyterian South Amboy. But there was some driftings as I got a little bit older, and I had to leave for a time. And I wondered, is it, what's going on with this? The stuff that was happening at the church. I had to kind of disappear for a time. Got involved in another church. Got involved in another fellowship of churches. And because I did so, I was able to fall in love with Jesus in a way that I wouldn't have. I fell in love with his word in a way that I wouldn't have. And so when this opportunity came for me to come back to South Amboy, it couldn't have happened any other way. It truly is a story I think about amazing frequently, because it's got the fingerprints of God all over it. And if you know the story of our church and why and how we ended up in the EPC, you know that, there's many parts along this story that don't make sense without God. And so what I'm wondering for you today, as you're watching this, is what's your God story? What's something that you could never make sense of without God? Something that, like, as you're going through the experience, you're like, God, what's going on here? But then when you look back, you say, God, you know what? You were doing something good there. I was going through some bad times, but you did something amazing. And so I would love for you to share your thoughts and your comments right here in this video, or you can send them to me later on. You can write them to me, text me, email me, whatever is easiest for you. But share some God stories. Share your testimony. Encourage one another as the saints in this church. I think that's what we're meant to do, to encourage one another. And although we can't be with each other for these last 2 weeks, and it's killing me, and it's probably killing you too, let's continue to encourage one another in the faith, building one another up, sharing prayer requests with each other. And please keep me in prayer. It's been a whirlwind of the last couple of weeks, but I eagerly look forward to worshiping, hopefully with you this weekend. God bless you. And may you be safe out there with all this crazy weather we're having. Be blessed, be warm, be safe. God bless you.